Imagine a food so common today that billions of people eat it regularly. Bacon, ham, sausages, pork chops. Yet for over 2,000 years, two of the world's largest religious communities, Jews and Muslims, have strictly avoided pork. This isn't a modern health trend. It's one of the oldest dietary rules still followed by millions of people today. But why? Was pork actually dangerous? Was it about hygiene, religion, culture, or something else entirely? Let's explore the fascinating history behind why Jews and Muslims don't eat pork. The earliest known prohibition comes from Judaism. In the Hebrew Bible, specifically in the book of Leviticus, God gives dietary laws known as kashrut. According to these laws, land animals must meet two conditions to be considered kosher. First, they must chew their cud. Second, they must have split hooves. Cows, sheep, and goats satisfy both requirements, but pigs only have split hooves. They do not chew their cud. Because they fail one of the requirements, pork is declared forbidden. For observant Jews, avoiding pork became an important act of obedience and religious identity. Over centuries, this rule helped distinguish Jewish communities from surrounding cultures. In some periods of history, foreign rulers even tried to force Jews to eat pork, as a way of making them abandon their faith. Many chose persecution rather than breaking this dietary law. So for Judaism, the prohibition was never simply about food. It became a symbol of commitment, identity, and faithfulness to God. About 600 years later, Islam emerged in Arabia. The Quran also explicitly forbids the consumption of pork. Several verses describe pork as prohibited for believers. Because Islam recognizes many earlier prophets and traditions, the dietary rule was consistent with earlier Jewish teachings. For Muslims, pork is considered haram, meaning forbidden. The prohibition applies regardless of how the pig is raised, cooked, or prepared. Today, nearly 2 billion Muslims worldwide continue to avoid pork as part of their religious practice. Just like in Judaism, the main reason is not scientific or medical. It is obedience to God's command. Faith comes first. Many people assume the ban existed because pork was unhealthy. There is some truth to this idea. In ancient times, pigs could carry parasites such as trichinella. Without modern refrigeration, proper cooking temperatures, or food safety standards, eating contaminated pork could be risky. However, historians point out an important fact. Other animals could also spread diseases, yet they were not forbidden. So health concerns alone probably do not fully explain the prohibition. Instead, some researchers believe environmental factors played a role. Pigs require significant amounts of water and food. In the hot, dry regions of the Middle East, raising pigs was often less practical than raising sheep or goats. Over time, cultural and religious rules may have reinforced these economic realities, but no single theory completely explains it. Perhaps the most important reason is identity. Food is one of the strongest markers of culture. Think about it. People may change languages, clothing, or customs, but food traditions often survive for generations. For Jews and Muslims, avoiding pork became a daily reminder of belonging to a community and following a shared faith. Even today, many believers who live in countries where pork is extremely common continue to avoid it, not because they fear getting sick, but because it connects them to centuries of tradition and religious belief. A simple meal becomes an expression of identity. So why don't Jews and Muslims eat pork? The answer goes far beyond health or hygiene. For Jews, the prohibition comes from ancient biblical laws. For Muslims, it comes from the teachings of the Quran. Over thousands of years, the rule became a powerful symbol of faith, obedience, and community. What began as a dietary restriction evolved into one of the most enduring religious traditions in human history. And even in a world where food habits constantly change, this ancient practice continues to shape the lives of billions of people. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from history, religion, and civilizations.